Brought my DCT, Tronic underestimated me. If you make it, I'll break it, just gotta trust in me. Take my dollars, make them holler, what is the way it's gotta be. Gotta be.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is not clickbait, unfortunately. I have experienced transmission failure, I'm pretty sure, on my Z06. We're going to talk about that for a little bit, and we're going to talk about how we're going to fix that. So, long story short, I'm going to post the clips here so you can watch and see kind of what happened. Basically, I was driving down the road. I got the rear axle off light, which I've actually got that at about 3,000 miles. It came on briefly while I was driving and went away almost immediately. Never tripped a code. I never thought anything of it. Well, it came back a couple days ago. And I'm driving, I'm with my daughter, and at that time, the rear axle says it's off, and then the car would not shift gears. It was stuck in the same gear, and it would rev. I was able to put it in park, put it back in drive, and then it went away. It did trip a check engine light. I was able to drive home, and it did fine on the way home, shifted normal, didn't think too much of it from there. I kept driving, and right before I got to the house, it did it a second time after a wide open throttle pass. And so that was like obviously very, very concerning. So then I pull into the house. I was never stranded, but I could tell like things are not good. So I let the car sit, reset the battery, check my codes, which I'll post here on the screen. After checking the codes, I reset them. They did not come back on the next start, so I decided to do a test drive. I test drove it, drove about 15 miles, no issues. Another wide open throttle pass, same thing kind of happened. Transmission kind of acted like it was going to fail. So here's where we're at. We are going to today attempt to go through the diagnostic process that you would if you were at the dealer. And the reason I'm doing this myself is because my car is extensively modified. I have to presume I have no factory warranty, and I wouldn't expect GM to pay for that either way. This is probably self-induced. My guess is that my clutches have released some material, and I have gotten that now trapped somewhere in the valve body, and that is causing these intermittent issues that I'm having with the transmission. That's my best guess. I have changed normal maintenance. I've done my oil changes. I've done 7,000 miles or so. I did my first transmission filter, and at 10,000 miles did the second. So the normal pathway that you will see, from my understanding, now feel free to correct me, any service techs, from everything I've read, typically what happens now is in these scenarios, the factory tries to do a transmission flush procedure to see if they can flush out the debris that's likely in the valve body. That's typically how this goes. So I bought this tool. This is a X, I think 430 or something like that. This is one of those scan tools that are bi-directional. I bought one a long time ago. It's from Launch. I actually got the idea for this tool from Justin's video. I'll post a link in the comments where he actually used it. The reason I went with this one is because, one, the price point was $500. Two, it's got kind of a Bluetooth setup, I believe, or some sort of wireless connection between the two, and allows you to be outside the car to do the diagnostics. And I need this anyway. For other vehicles, I've got lots of other cars that have VFI and those kind of things. So bi-directional scanner is going to be helpful for me. So what we're going to do today, we're going to take this scanner, we're going to turn it on. I've already done the updates. I'm not going to go through that. It's kind of boring. But basically you start it, you turn it on, you go through this update process, you register. I've done all those things. And now we're going to actually do the transmission flush procedure, which will be new to me. And we're going to see if that fixes it. If that does not fix my problem with the car, then the next step, from my understanding through GM, would be to replace the valve body. Now, I have not been able to locate the part number for the valve body, but I think I've found one. It's overseas. It's around $900. If it's the right valve body, I'm not 100% positive. I'm still working on getting the actual part number for it, the valve body. But if this does not work, which I don't think this will, I did buy some new fluid, did buy a new filter. I thought about going through all of that to see if maybe that would fix my issues, but I'm not optimistic. I don't think my car needs a new trans. I think those items will probably fix it. The only thing that worries me is there's a very ominous code one of those codes, which is basically showing no pressure in the transmission as far as fluid pressure. That one is the ominous one that lots of badness has happened in the transmission. So we're going to find out today. This is where our video is going to go. We're going to get started on it, and this will either be a sad video or a happy video. I'm not sure which, but either way, we're going to find out. We're going to learn something. We're going to learn together, and you'll all be with me along for the journey in case you have this problem later on with your car when it's outside of warranty. Most of you guys could just take it to dealership and everything will be fixed and all will be well. My case, I cannot do that, so this is falling on me to fix, which is an added level of stress. But I'm happy to be knowledgeable about the car and at least gain more knowledge even now. The other thing is too, Pike's Performance, who I'd bought clutches from a long time ago. I didn't have a core because I hadn't taken my core out, and you're supposed to send the core in. Luckily, Pike's had reached out to me that they had a core there, and so they're already building my clutch. So I have a super stock, which should be good for about 800 wheel horsepower, that's coming. And so I'm gonna have to pull the transmission anyway. So if this trans is bad, it's got to come out of the car for that clutch change. So I'll just change it. Now, I know a lot of people are afraid of the cost of the clutches, not the clutches themselves, but the actual transmission. I have found some DCTs for Z06s with relatively low miles for around 6,000 to 7,000. Now, they all have some sort of issue, like they were in a wreck and they have a connector that's broken, or they were in a car fire and it burned the top of the engine, and the transmission's still good. It's probably one of those, recall cars that burnt at the gas station, what it looks like. So there are options. It's not going to be like super expensive. It's obviously going to be pricey, but I'll get it fixed. It's just a question of like which route I'm going to take and what trouble am I going to find along the way doing so. So, all right, let's get started. Let's get this learned. Let's do the flush procedure, and let's see if we can figure out how to fix this. So we got the trans codes. I lost my odd gears. Looks like clutch A, pressure, charge, performance pending. Transmission fluid pressure low. We'll have to see what these are. Okay, so pulled up the codes. We've got your 0867, which is the one I saw. The 2855, which is the clutch 1. Then I've got the limited slip differential pressure too high and the transmission fluid low pressure. All these are pretty serious codes here. All right, so now I just got to figure out where to do the flush procedure, so we'll go from there. So then you're going to find the transmission control module. These things are confusing, I'm going to be honest, if you don't play with them that much. And then you're going to select the M1M, which is our transmission. And then now you're going to go to special functions and then hydraulic flush procedure. And you can also do the fast reload, but anyway, so here, let's see what happens here. It may have to be running, I think, for this. I don't know if it can hydraulic pump without the engine running. Okay, so we're going to start the car, see if we can get this to work. Ready? Here we go. Not throwing any codes right now because I've reset them. So engine speed's okay. Alright, so I held the brake pedal. I'm assuming the fluid's gonna have to come up to temperature before it'll do this. Okay, so while this is happening, we got the rear axle system off. All I was doing is sitting here revving, and now it's popped up. So that's the bad ominous code that you don't want. So click that. So definitely came up regardless. So let's see what happens now. I don't know if that's going to preclude this from happening or not. We're going to see. Okay, we got the 180 or 142 on my temp. Now we got to go into neutral. So I'm going to have to move this. Let's see, put it in neutral. That's a problem. I can't even shift into neutral. There we go. Okay, now we're in neutral. Alright. Okay.
To do that, you'll need a data plan from your vehicle manufacturer.
Now, ideally, you would do this and change the filter right afterwards. I have a filter, I just haven't shown it on the video yet. I have new fluid and a new filter. So if this does for some reason work, and I'm not getting the idle creep and the rear axle off code, then what I'll do is, when I'm done, I'm gonna flush it. I'll probably do this twice. Then I'm gonna change the filter and the transmission fluid. And I'm gonna see where we're at. I have a feeling this is gonna be a waste of, you know, a few $100 on fluid and a $100 filter, that this isn't gonna work. But we'll see, maybe this will dislodge whatever's in this valve body and then things will work as designed. That's my hope. I'm just not optimistic. Okay, so we started at 5:25, it's 5:31, so 6 minutes. It's now done. I did get the rear axle flash. So we're gonna go back. I'm gonna maybe do the fast learn procedure too. Okay, we're done. So I'm gonna set this down, just kind of show you. If you put it in a gear, so let's go to reverse. Just trying to engage reverse. I can feel it doing stuff. Nothing's happening. Let's try neutral. It'll go into neutral. See what happens when you go into drive. I can feel it trying to do something and nothing's happening. No codes, oddly, at least right now. I don't know if it's because I'm plugged in or what, but I can feel it engaging back there, trying to, something like a solenoid or something. I can feel it in the seat. Nothing happens. So we're gonna turn it off. And now after all of that, we get transmission P0868, limited slip, different to pressure too high, and then clutch 1, pressure, charge, performance. Which, all right guys, there you have it. So flush procedure did not work. So that would be step 1, the diagnostic pressure or diagnostic testing. Step 2 is gonna be valve body. My gut's telling me the way this is behaving, how it's not moving at all now, that the trans is probably bad. I think when I drove it home, when I was having the issue, which is only 3 or 4 miles, I think it probably starved some areas of the transmission with the hydraulic fluid. And for that reason, I think I probably actually hurt the trans itself, especially given that the clutch pack 1 is showing this error, which makes me think it's been starved of fluid too. So I think there's an actual bad issue in the transmission itself. But it's a 5-hour deal to do the valve body, so I'm gonna try that first. And then I have a feeling that's not gonna work. If it doesn't, no big deal. The reason I say that is I'll have an extra valve body here. This is obviously a known issue with these cars, so I would like to have the extra part. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase that. And then more likely than not, we're looking at a new transmission. So I'm doing clutches anyway, so I'll have to swap it. So this is gonna be a whole process. It sucks, it's expensive. I hate to have the car down right now. This is the best time of year. I was looking forward to getting great times, especially when it got cold. I thought I was really gonna, once the weather got great, but I think I can get her maybe on the road in a month. We'll see. So stay tuned, there's gonna be more videos. They're gonna get a little bit more in depth with this troubleshooting, and I will see you guys on the flip side. All right, thanks for tuning in. And if there's any service techs that wanna comment on their thoughts and experiences, this is the first time I'm dealing with this. You guys have dealt with it a lot. You've been trained on it. Feel free to come in the comments and give me some tips or pointers. Thanks a lot. See you later. Oh, and if you have the part number for the valve body, that would be great. Thank you. Bye.
Underestimated me. If you make it, I'll break it. Just gotta trust in me. Take my dollars, make them holler. Why this the way it's gotta be? Gotta be. Bro, my DCT. Try make underestimate.